Every one of us have situations in our lives where things just seem to be a little stuck and we can't work through them, right? Maybe it's something that you're looking to do at work and you get to a certain point and you don't seem to get any further. Or maybe it's a situation you're trying to think through that's going on at home, and you've tried various ways, but nothing you try is working. I was in exactly that position this morning. I couldn't seem to get further than my own thinking on something. So the Lord gave me a truth, a key that helped me to go from stuck to everything just flowing instead. And I'd love to share that with you. Hi there, I'm Lisa Berg of Soul Solutions Coaching, where we love empowering the 2.0 version of you. On this channel, we share practical tips and tools and ways to engage with Jesus every moment of the day in your real practical life, whether it's in your business or your personal life or your inner life. So if you're new here, consider liking and subscribing and share this. Let's get this good news, the truth of what God has to say around the world. So as I mentioned this morning, I was trying to put a proposal together. I had been working on it for a little while and had got some insight from the Lord, and it had got to a certain point, but then it just seemed to be stuck. So I'm sitting here and I'm going, Lord, nothing's working. And I want to get this done. You know, it's something that He's put on our heart at Soul Solutions Coaching to do. And so I sat with Him and I just waited for a moment. I said, and I asked an important question. I said, Lord, how do we get this moving again? What is something different I can do to help this to move forward? And then I just saw a picture in my mind's eye of sitting at one of the coffee shops we have here in the city I live in, where you can just go and sit underneath the trees. You can sit outside underneath the trees, order a cup of coffee and just be in nature. And I realized that is one of my happy places. I love being able to see the sky, being able to see trees and green around me. Something in me comes alive when I'm in those circumstances, right? And so I thought, okay, all right, Lord, I'm going to go to that place that I saw in this picture in my mind. So I got in my car, got there, ordered a cup of chai because I love chai, and went and sat at a table underneath the trees. Opened up my laptop and realized, I stopped for a moment and took a deep breath and realized that I was actually in my happy place. This is the place where me comes to rest. It's a place where I actually come alive and delight in my circumstances. And so that's the first key of what the Lord showed me this morning. When we put ourselves in circumstances, first of all, when we ask the Lord how to get something moving again, because we don't want to rely on only our own thinking, right? We want to get the wisdom of the Lord in this context. So first of all, ask Him, Lord, how do we get this moving again? And then act on what you see, whether you remember something, it's a memory, or you have a thought, or you see a picture in your mind. Whatever it is that's the answer to what you ask, act on it. So there I was sitting at this table underneath the trees, and then I realized that I was in my happy place. And this is the beauty of God. He created you to like certain things. He created you for the spaces where you are happy, right? Where you just come alive. So He's going to lead you to those places, or a version of those places, and get your circumstances to look that way, because He knows it's one way to unlock the beauty that He put in you, right? So as I was sitting there, I just started mulling through this with the Lord, and this is the next important key. I started thinking about the people that would be affected and how they'd be affected by what we're planning, because we're looking at putting on a workshop. So many of our business clients that we coach, we can all get to a stage where we're like, how do I set goals for the next year with God? What does it actually look like? Because in some places He says, well, you can't even plan for tomorrow. You don't even have the power to change the color of one hair on your head. And in other places He says, set your plans in place and I will direct your steps, right? Well, in our coaching, He's given us this beautiful 5-step framework that we lead our clients through that actually helps us to be able to set plans and dream and make goals with God. And so as I sat there thinking about the people that have been affected as our coaching clients and the people that will be affected by this workshop that we're planning to put on, my heart just connected with His and came alive to the possibilities of being able to help people in an area where they're stuck, right? And that's such a beautiful key in this whole process, is when we think about the people that will be affected by what we do, and how they'll be positively affected, and how kingdom will be brought into their lives, and their lives will be made better because they believe the truth of what God says and not the lies that we believed anymore, then something in us just connects to the heart of God. It makes it an even stronger and clearer connection to be able to hear him beautifully, right? So as I did this, the idea started to flow, and I had some questions like, okay, Lord, how do we do this? How do we actually present this to our workshop? What are the components of it? Lord, how do people need to learn? How do they need to take in this information? Lord, what will they practically walk away with that they can actually use in their lives? Because that's one of our major core values at Soul Solutions, is we want to give you practical, from the Lord, practical ways to live out the revelation that he gives, the breakthrough that he gives, but then how do you continue to walk that out in your life, right? And as I asked these questions, I just had my laptop in front of me and I was asking the questions and I type in the answer. I type of what I thought. And before I knew it, I had 2 pages of an outline of core values of why we're doing this, of what the day gets to look like, of things to prepare for the day. And then I said, okay, Lord, who are the people that know people who would like to come to this? How can I write to them? And so he and I just from my heart wrote this text message to people that I know who can invite others. And in there, he said, let's make it easy for them. Why don't you write them a little piece that they can send to people inviting them too? So we sat and we wrote that out. And all through this process, my heart felt connected to God. My own desire that he's put in me to help people was coming alive. I could feel his excitement for what was happening and what was being crafted and what we were putting together, right? And then I could see in my mind's eye what this workshop's going to look like. I can see the people around the table. I can see us sharing and the activation we're going to do, and how excited they'll be that they've got something to go home with and plan the rest of their goals with God. Because our aim at Salt Solutions is not to do things for you. Our aim is to do them with you so that you can carry on doing them with God, because you're empowered to hear him and to know him and see how your identity gets to be walked out with him, right? So all of these beautiful components came together in, a way shorter period of time this afternoon as I sat with him than all of my frustration this morning at not being able to get somewhere further than I was, right? So I want to invite you to do this, and Jesus is inviting you to do this too, right? To sit with him and go, okay, Lord, I seem to be stuck here. What is it that you say I should do to get the ball rolling again? Number 1. Number 2, take action on what you see. Number 3, connect with his heart for the people that will be affected by what you do, and how kingdom will be brought into your realm, into the area that you're going to be affecting. And then 4, sit and dream with him about what it's actually going to look like. Let the picture form, let the movie form in your mind of what it's going to look like, and the tremendous impact that you and God will have with the people that you're going to interact with whatever you're doing, right? So, as always, we have some journaling questions below this video. So just take some time to sit and go through those questions with the Lord. Develop your muscle to be able to dream with him and set goals with him and hear his heart and do things together, right? So, as always, Jesus is inviting you on an adventure today. Will you accept? Bless you, bless you, bless you, and I will see you next time. Like and share this video, leave us a comment below, and let us know how this process works out and what it looks like for you and God. See you next time.